Hello again. So right after I signed off the last, and welcome to the next installment of making mannequin heads into planters. Right after I signed off on the last one, I looked over at this beautiful lock of, or mane of hair, and I was inspired. So I'm like, all right, well, I am going to jump right into another one. And excuse me, I was thinking that I was going to work on this one because I just love the shape. I love the minimalism of it. I think it's really awesome. So what I was talking about with the Quickcrete or the Sculptcrete is I'm going to fill the bottom with it. I may fill the bottom to like here to give it a lot of stability. I'm thinking maybe cutting here, plant, and maybe cutting instead of doing the regular old top of the head, I'm thinking maybe coming down where the eyes would be and doing an angle of a crescent. So it'd be low in the front, high up in the back. We'll see. Not really sure what I'm going to do with that yet, but I think it's very cool. But what I wanted to do is I got inspired. So I'm going to put this guy up on the little handy dandy stand. I may have to adjust the camera. I apologize if I do. You may be moving around a little bit just so that we can both see pretty well and so that I can do this and so it makes sense. So I was realizing that, so this picture is really the inspiration that I would like to do something similar on here. Because this hair is so great, the face is so great, I'm thinking I'm gonna make the face look like porcelain. So paint it all white, put some cracks in there, make it look like aged porcelain or aged marble or something like that. We'll see. But I really love the contours of the face. So we will see on that one what I'm gonna do with the face. But what I think I really wanna do, I'm gonna suddenly become much taller here, because I'm still covered in foam. I need to get above this. So what I want to do is I'm gonna try this and I wanna do it with you, so you're here with me. I'm gonna take this part from the side again. Just sort of seems a little natural, that may be too far out. What do you think of that? It's a good part. So I'm gonna take a part from, wrong end. Jeez Louise. Come on. There we go. Oh, you poor head. I'm sorry. Good thing you're not an actual person. I'd be tearing your scalp right now. I can't imagine being able to practice on this and then getting to a person and them going, you're killing me. I admire hairdressers who know what the heck they're doing. This, boy, let me tell you, having to deal with people at that level, because it's such a personal thing, you know? Getting your hair cut, I've done my own for so long that anybody else touching my head, I'm like, I may have to go home and actually fix this. I don't know. You know how it is. I think pretty much everybody can relate to it. Even guys, they're like, I always go to the same guy, go to the same person. This woman treats me the best, or, I went to a new person and they can't magically know what you want, and it's hard for us to describe what we actually want. So what I'm thinking here with this, to jump back into what I'm doing, is in order to have that sort of swoopy in the front, which I really like, see the swoop in the front, I still need to cover this in the back, this ridge. But I don't think I need a lot of hair for it because this hair is long. So what I'm gonna do is the concept came to me, sort of a toupee idea, right? So we'll see. I'm going to take the top bit of hair, separate it from the lower bit, and I don't necessarily need to do like the most brilliant line. Probably if it's a little rougher, it'll be better because you wouldn't notice it quite as much. I don't need to go down very far. I just need hair. So I'm going around the ridge, and I'm pulling it over, tucking it inside the head. I'm going to do this everywhere, all the way around. There you go. Grab some hair, tuck it around. Grab some more hair from over here. Let's see, tuck it around. So this is going to work, I think. Tuck some, or grab some more hair from here. See that? Tuck it around. So I'm going to just do the front for right now. Well, maybe I'll do the side too. What does it hurt? It's got such a terrible haircut. It's this kind of bowl cut, which is hilarious. The sides are like just atrocious. So it's kind of the same idea of what I had before with the whole tube thing, but I don't think the sides are going to stay up. It's just the little ridge of hair. This is sort of more a defined way of doing it, I think. See that? I'm going to come in. See that okay? There we go. Just pull it over. So one thing I will do is I mentioned in a previous installment about how to get permanent marker off. What I will do though is if this becomes an issue, you can see the permanent marker around the edge where I cut it. You see that? It's pretty prevalent, or pretty prominent, not prevalent. If that becomes an issue, I can always paint the edge, right? Which is I'm intending to do anyway. But you can take rubbing alcohol on a swab or on a tissue, on a whatever you want to put it on, towel, blah, blah, blah. And just go right around. And as you roll that swab or whatever, you'll get rid of it and it'll dissolve it to look more like that. You can see how there's the black mark here, stuff like that. So that's a way to do it. Oh, and I also wanted to tell you one of the other miracles of sort of a painter's dream for getting paint off your hands or off brushes and stuff. Guess what cuts latex paint? Rubbing alcohol. It dissolves it somewhat. It softens it at least, but it you can get, I found out by accident, you can get that the paint off with rubbing alcohol very well. And I found this out by trying to clean a wall once, and it rubbed the paint right off, dissolved the paint. But I also found out on one of my paintings, I wanted to change. I used a marker. I was experimenting using a marker to sign my painting. And I didn't like it after I did it. It was weird. It was very non-part of the painting then. And instead of going over it, which I thought of afterwards, just with paint, I took rubbing alcohol and I was just like, well, I know it cuts permanent marker. I didn't know it also will completely screw up the paint underneath. So it's not oil paint, it's like latex or acrylic, whatever it is that you use. And yeah, not a good idea. I made this big ass smudge on my beautiful finished painting, then had to try to rectify it and fix it. That didn't go so well. It didn't look so great, but I did manage to get it fixed a little bit. I know it's there. Other people who saw it before know it's there. It's art, So this is actually working really well. I'm liking this. The little bit, pull that up. And then what I can do, so I can glue this down however I want, right? That glue is awesome. It will definitely glue this, the really high fumes glue. And I can do whatever I want with this. So I'm going to stick this, make sure this stays in the head section. Now what I want to do is to play with how to style it. I'm going to put my inspiration. Never hesitate to have inspiration. I'm not going to copy it. I'm taking it as ooh, that's a cool idea. I wonder if I can make something like that. So that this hair doesn't have to go all up. Duh, Patrick. Figure that out easily enough. But it took a while for it to really sink in. And I was working on something else and I went, oh my God, that's actually really cool. So I can take this and I can do whatever I want with it. And look at that. I could take separate sections. I could even curl it if I wanted to. The curl will fall out, but separate sections and make it sort of a little bit more ropey, like on a sculpture. You know, how do they do hair in a sculpture? They do little ropes. And so make it sort of independent twirled ropes of hair that comes around and leave them loose. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool, right? Much better. I can tack them up and let them be, you know, sort of go where they want. And that way, I'm not stuck to using all the hair. I can put them up and around. I could even use bobby pins if I want to make it look a little more disheveled, a little less disheveled, but more natural. Person sort of out in a garden. Twirl them up as much as I want, have them overlapping, tack them wherever I want, and have the other ones coming through maybe. That'd be actually kind of cool. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah, this one's coming through that one. See how they overlap? And they give lots of hair texture then. Oh, look at that. And then what I'll do is when I do this upper hair, so if I tack this all right here, I have the little bobby pin here. I don't know. Maybe I can stick it into the foam to tack it. Let's try that. Aha! Look at that. Oh, that's kind of cool. Hell yeah. Ooh, maybe I need to get bobby pins. Look at that. Went right into the foam. Kept it right in place. Then I could glue it, then take the bobby pin out. That's brilliant. Huh? If you have bobby pins or hair clips or something like that, use them. Huh. I love discovering stuff like this. So then this hair up here, I can incorporate more and like have it looser, but I can do it however I want to do it so that it covers the edge. I can use as much or as little as I want. And then this is just another layer that will come down over that, whatever I'm ending up doing here. And now remember, it's going to be outside. So it doesn't, you know, I have to remind myself, as you've heard me many times, that it's going to be outside, Patrick. So I can do loops and scoops and swoops and all of these things. Overlap them, relap them, twist them, and then it just becomes hair that I can bring down on the face better. Right? That's so cool. So that actually works beautifully. I can do the same thing over here, where the hair comes down. 2 clumps. I could even put them together as a twist, intentional twist, to bring it down and over the under hair and then incorporate it back in. So there's something there. I've got enough hair on the bottom sides and in front of the ear, so it could come down actually in front of the ear. It's a little too thin looking. And then when I do the top hair, I can let it go down, cascade over to fill in visually. And we've got much better on the face hair. Could even pull this down more. Look at that. And then the top does what the top does. That's so much better. All right, very, very cool. Thought I wanted to share because I was thinking about it and it suddenly like went, oh my. Now the other deal is like what this hair up here, I can, you know, I can do whatever I want to do with it, but then I can also cut off the remainder, glue it right along the edge if I really want to, if I'm getting like really obsessive about it, which I should really not do. But, you know, in art, you got to know when to stop. And for me, that's often difficult. Painting, it's not so difficult. With things like this, it becomes difficult to know when it's done. I mean, art is never really done in my book. It's always like, oh, I could have done that. But in my paintings, my giant paintings, I often find that I get to a certain point and I go, whoa, I step away. And suddenly I see it for the whole painting as it is. I have it, you know, it's sort of, I work with the paint actually on the canvas. I mix the paint on the canvas. I don't mix separately and then put it on. And they're very abstract. They're very mood feel. If I listen to music, it'll reflect the music that I'm listening to. If I'm, it's very non-graphic. It's very feelings on canvas, on large canvases, large feelings, large canvases. So this is great. And then what I'll do is in order to paint the face, I'll literally just lift it, use masking tape or something like that, keep it out of the way, or just paint it by hand. And that hair will then just fall back on it. And what I could do is I could put it in, I could paint the hair if I want to. I've got all these options, but at some point I will just stop. Which takes me to this little beauty. So I was just talking about what I wanted to do with this little one to finish it up, right? So I decided that in the eyes, I don't know if you can still see the paint that's underneath. I think you can. That one, no. But this one you can see where the eyes were. The other one, I can see it, but only like, when there's like light inside of it. So I think I'm gonna drill out the eyes and not even gonna spray inside the head. And then I'm going to take metallic paint, and I may use the spray paint. If you spray into, here's a tip for you. If you spray paint, which is hardcore, right? It tends to last on some things. You want something on metal, but you don't have the paintable, you don't have like the brush on kind. You can take the lid, the cap, spray into the cap, suddenly you have liquid paint, use a brush, paint with that brush very quickly because the gas is off very fast and it cures very quickly. But it's a fabulous way to use spray paint where you normally, if you only have that media or that type, that form of the paint, then you can actually make it into regular paintable paint where you can do detail work and things like that, and it expands your ability to use that paint in multiple ways. Otherwise I'm just talking from here down. All right, so I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna drill into the eyes. I don't have my drill bit on me here, so I'll do that next time. Oh, you know what I could do? Shall we explore? I got a few minutes and I don't need to leave. One of the things I don't wanna do is I don't wanna walk away completely and then come back. I don't know what I just got on that. That was gross. So let's try getting in and creating holes in her eyeballs. Take this off because this doesn't actually fit. And let's take the knife and try not to, I'm going to try not to, I don't have any drill bits over here. Hurt myself doing this. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to go right in the center. This is hard plastic, so I don't know if I'm going to be successful or just make myself nervous that I'm going to collapse the knife on my fingers. Well, actually, that's working pretty well. Remember, hold the knife so that if it closes, it doesn't close on your fingers. You can see, okay? Good, 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 good. So, this may take a few, okay. Drill bit's gonna be a heck of a lot easier. This is fun for me, but probably boring as heck for you. So let's try this little puppy. This has a screw gun tip in it. Let's try, oh, that's creepy. Oh! So what's interesting is her head is not as hard of plastic as you would think, or as I thought. So I'm gonna do this. I'll lower this so you can actually see what I'm doing better. So taking her right in the center. That worked, with just the drill bit. And do another one on the other side. Right there, you see it? Kinda wanna try to stay in the center, but toward the middle. Yeah, okay. Well, that made her cute, from going from cute to, holy crap, that's creepy. Oh, this is wild. Well, you never know what's gonna happen with this stuff, do you? All right, so I'm taking my little clippers. Sort of ream it out a little bit more. And remember, I think I'm gonna paint her more. I know I'm going to paint her more. And what I can, there we go. I'm gonna cut the rest of the eye, center of the eye out. And I'm sure you know what that's actually called. It's not the pupil, I think it's the iris. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. So trim, 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 snip, snip, snip. These little buggers are wonderful. I got 2 of these. I bought them actually for, I think, pretty much everybody one year for Christmas. I like to do themes. And it was sort of small tools, because I needed a set to work on my guitars. Because I would buy inexpensive or neglected guitars, redo them, refurbish them, and either resell them or use them myself. I went back when I had a lot of guitars, so I would not only restring them, but I would change the height of the action and just a bunch of stuff. It was really fun, and they weren't, I actually got a couple, oh gosh, really, really, really nice ones for inexpensive, and but mostly they were mediocre guitars that just needed some love. They needed to be revamped and improved. So now she's gone from, oh my god, she's so cute, to what the hell has been chewing on her eyeballs? Oh my god, this is actually making me really happy. I think she was too cute before. Cute is cute. Cute is great. Nothing wrong with cute. But I kind of like the creepy doll thing. As you know, if you've ever followed my stuff, you know I like the creepy dolls. I think they're hilarious. And don't ask me why. I don't know why. There's no weird background in my life as to why I like the creepy dolls. I just find them fascinating. There's something that somebody loved for a long time, and they either have neglect, they go, they're neglected, or they just fall out of favor, or they get dirty or whatever. And I know I've talked about this before, but I'm still fascinated by the creepy dolls. So heck, let's make them artistically creepy. Now she looks like an alien, which I'm kind of digging here. She's definitely got a different groove. Oh my gosh, that's a pleasant sound when digging in somebody's eye cavity. There you go. Look at that. I could leave him different. I kind of like that. Kind of makes her a little bit more intense. I want to do that. That way it's not so matchy. Oh my god, that is pretty awesome. Yeah, shout out to Shawneen, by the way, my sister Nini. She thinks I've completely lost my mind. I haven't lost my mind. I am a creative person. She's like, we can get you therapy. We can get you help. What's with the creepy dolls? What's with this, all the mannequin heads? What's with this? And she and Emily were talking about it, and about how I freaked Emily out when she was dog sitting for us, and I had all the heads out on the pikes, and I told you about that in one of the previous installments where they were on poles and random places in the garden. So if you looked out the back windows, they were looking in at you the whole time. Very Game of Thrones-esque. So apparently she and Emily were chatting one day, and Emily told her all about it. So Shani texted me, and she's like, "Oh my God, what is wrong with you? Is there something that we need to know? Is there an intervention that we need?" It's like, no. I have a purpose. I have a focus. I have an idea. I have inspiration. So that makes her into something completely different. Oh, the smile, it's actually a really creepy grin now with having no eyes. So anyway, alrighty. Well, that is the latest installment of making making creepy dolls, basically. That was a fun little development there. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next installment. Choose wisely. It's such a crappy statement. Choose wisely. Just make good choices to love other people, everybody around you. Be good. Be good to other people. Be good to yourself.